Hi cuties, my name is Hanako Kozumi and this is the channel Nerdy Nekoma. Everything here is about Haikyuuchat stories and fanfic. Thanks for joining us today. If you like this video, please consider subscribing and leaving a like. And with that, welcome back to my very late 1000 subscriber special, or in other words, welcome to the second part of wearing a skirt in front of your boyfriend challenge, Poly Ship edition. Today's ship is BokuAkaKuroKen. I'm so excited for this, and so let's jump straight into it. Kenma eyed the piece of fabric curiously. He wasn't quite sure what all the fuss was about or why this was even considered a challenge. Sure, he knew that skirts were typically worn by girls and all that. He himself never tried wearing a skirt, but more because it was too much trouble to get one. Kenma never really cared what he was wearing as long as it wasn't drawing too much attention, and usually just went with the things he could find the fastest. He was a bit careful when it came to the texture, because he couldn't stand anything that was just remotely scratchy or itchy. The skirt, however, seemed harmless enough. He put it on and found that it was actually really comfortable. It was practical and he liked that the fabric didn't touch his skin that much. The gamer made a mental note to wear skirts more often and asked Akashi or Koro to buy him some more the next time they went out to buy clothes. Distracted by that train of thought, he kinda forgot why he originally decided to change his style. The blonde returned to his games and played until about 2 hours later when Akashi called for dinner. Coming! Even though he felt a bit sluggish by now, Kenma still hurried to get up and go downstairs. He wanted to show his boyfriends that he was better by now and that he took his recovery very seriously. What is for dinner? The words sounded a bit incoherent due to the yawn escaping his throat. He stretched his stiff muscles and sat down at his usual place next to Koro. Kenma would have preferred to sit in Koro's or Bokuto's lap, tired as he was, but neither of them were sitting already, and it was admittedly a tiny bit more efficient if he didn't. They could always cuddle later. It took him a moment to realize that none of them had answered his question. Huh? He looked at Keiji, confused, who stood by the chair opposite to him, and then at Koro, who looked like he was about to drop the bowl in his hands. Both stared at him incredulously. What? Sorry. Akashi turned his head away and sat down. Koro also proceeded to set the table, but Kenma still noticed the occasional glances in his direction. This was weird. Keiji? The raven had still avoided his gaze, but Kenma noticed the increasing redness on his cheeks. Kenma furrowed his brows. Sorry, I didn't mean to make you uncomfortable by staring. The last time Kenma saw him nervous like that was when they first started dating and were not used to being more open and intimate with each other. I don't mind. It was the truth. Kenma hated to feel people staring at him, normally. However, his partners were an exception, for the most part. He used to say that it was annoying, and it was, but not because he disliked it. He liked it too much. His heart would speed up and a warm blush would color his cheeks crimson red. At first, he just didn't know how to feel about it and how to deal with the feeling of being wanted. I think we are both just a little surprised, kitten. That's all. Koro regained his composure much faster than Akashi, and only a few seconds later a cocky grin spread on his face. By what? Kuro ignored his question. Hey Keiji, darling, the last time I saw you this flustered was when you saw me in one of my suits for the first time. Don't tell me Kenma beat me to being the hottest boyfriend with this. He teasingly leaned closer to Akashi, whose blush had just gotten a few shades darker. Though, I can't say I blame you, this is truly a sight to behold. And then it clicked. The challenge. Immediately, Kenma felt his own face heat up. All the nonchalance faded at once, and he hid his face behind long strands of hair. Kuro laughed and gently put an arm around Kenma. He placed his other hand beneath his chin and turned his head to look him in the eyes. Say, is there any specific reason for this outfit? Maybe a special occasion I don't know of? His voice was a few tones lower than usual, and he returned Kenma's gaze with a burning intensity. Shut up! Kenma turned his face away again and pushed Kuro's arm away. He wasn't prepared for this. Otherwise, he would perhaps react differently. Kuro laughed again and started putting food on their plates. He loved it when Kenma got all flustered and shy. Loved to see him pout and trying to act annoyed by Kuro's remarks. Is there a specific reason though? Akashi finally managed to get his own heart to beat at a normal pace, and put on his typical mask of indifference. Not that he'd be able to fool his partners. Not really, it was a challenge from Oikawa. Kenma tried his best to look invested in eating the food. What was the challenge? To put on a skirt and act as if you are wearing pants? No. Just the skirt, but I kinda forgot. If embarrassment would be lethal, Kenma would have died right then and there. Well, it suits you. Thanks. I'd say it more than just suits you, kitten. Kenma, you look absolutely gorgeous. He kept silent. Kenma never really knew how to deal with compliments, but his boyfriends were aware of that. They finished eating and Kenma got up to help put the dishes away. I can't wait to see Ko's reaction when he comes home. Kenma froze. Right. The worst wasn't over yet. Aw, Kenma, don't look so terrified. If there was one person who could compete with Kuro in puncto compliments and win, it was Bokuto. Akashi smiled sympathetically. It took some time getting used to Bokuto's loud and excessive way of expressing himself, and he wasn't quite sure Kenma would ever truly get used to it. It wasn't that he didn't like it could just be a bit much at times. Don't worry, I'll make sure he doesn't go over the top with it. Maybe he doesn't like the outfit after all. As if. Kenma, have you even looked in the mirror after putting on the skirt? No. Kuro rolled his eyes in disbelief. Well, you look very cute. Nobody could dislike this. He gestured towards Kenma, who still tried his best to hide behind his hair. Maybe you can see this as training, learning to accept compliments and all. Kenma mumbled something under his breath that sounded suspiciously like stupid compliments. The door clicked open and they could hear Bokuto in the hallway. Speaking of the devil, Kuro smirked. It must have been a very awkward and very weird scene, how all three of them were just standing there and waiting for their boyfriend to come in and notice Kenma's outfit. Bokuto, who seemed to be a bit grumpy that no one greeted him by the door as usual, stopped halfway to the kitchen and eyed them suspiciously. What is going on? They all waited for his reaction, and it made him nervous. The fact that Kuro at some point just burst out laughing didn't make it better. Tetsu, why are you laughing about me? I'm not laughing about you. Then what? Kuro pointed at Kenma next to him. The ace gave him a puzzled look, still a little too distracted by the unusual behavior of his three boyfriends. When suddenly his eyes lit up. Kenma, you look so cute! Thanks, Ko. Bokuto closed the distance between them and pulled him in a tight embrace. You are so beautiful, Kenma. I mean, you always are, but the skirt is really gorgeous on you. You look stunning. He went on, and Kenma felt his face heating up more and more. Thanks, Ko. Ko? Akashi gently tapped on Bokuto's shoulder. He seemed to think about it for a moment. You're beautiful too, Keiji. Bokuto smiled his signature bright smile, and it made Akashi's heart melt. Thanks, Kotaro, but that's not what I meant. He pointed at the very flustered Kenma in Bokuto's arms, who was hiding his face against Bokuto's chest. Oh, I'm sorry, was that too much? It's fine. Ken, you have to tell me so that I can learn and do better the next time. He put Kenma down carefully. Maybe a little. Okay, I'm sorry. I forgive you. He gave Kenma a short, reassuring hug and turned around to greet the other two. So, are you going to wear skirts more often then? Sadly not. The taller looked at Kuro questioningly. It was just a challenge from Oikawa. Oh. Actually... They looked at Kenma expectantly, who on the other hand put a lot of effort into avoiding eye contact. I kinda like it. Wearing a skirt, I mean. Is that weird? What? No, Kenma, it's not. But it was a challenge. Well, kitten, you see, there are a lot of idiots in this world who think that skirts and dresses are just for girls nowadays, which is plain stupid. You can wear whatever you want. Yeah, clothes have no gender, and if you like skirts, go for it. We'll support you, no matter what. Kenma nodded slowly and leaned against Kuro. Tired, kitten? Again, he nodded. Okay, why don't we cuddle up and watch a movie together? What do you guys think? I'm in. Sounds good. Bokuto and Kenma ended up missing half of the movie because they fell asleep. Thanks for watching till the end. I hope you enjoyed the second part of the series. The third part is going to be up tomorrow. Then we're going to see how Hinata and Tsukiyama Kagehima deals with this challenge. I'm so excited for it. I hope you like it. And as always, leave suggestions for future videos in the comments. I would love to hear them. And have a wonderful day.